The ISA now has an opportunity to send a clear political signal that the world will not be intimidated into rushing a mining code by unilateral threats, and will instead keep moving towards a moratorium on deep-sea mining. Hello and welcome to the Ocean News podcast, an audio series in which we take a deeper dive into the most important stories and biggest headlines from the Oceanographic newsroom. I'm Eva Cahill, the editorial assistant here at Oceanographic, and today's episode takes us back to the deepest, darkest depths of the ocean, because the battle over what lies down there just intensified. This week, the International Seabed Authority, which is the body responsible for governing everything that happens on the ocean floor beyond national borders, opened its 31st meeting in Kingston, Jamaica, and it convened against a backdrop of controversy. Environmental campaign group Greenpeace International has submitted a formal dossier of evidence to the ISA's Secretary-General Leticia Cavallo, alleging that one of the world's most prominent deep-sea mining companies has been operating in bad faith and may have violated its own exploration contracts. The company in question is the Metals Company. It's the same Canadian mining firm that applied to the US government for a permit to begin deep-sea mining in the Clarion-Clipperton Zone, the very same region where scientists recently discovered dark oxygen and more than 5,000 species new to science. So what exactly is Greenpeace alleging? Well, the core allegation is that 3 separately registered companies were actually operating as one, and that exploration data gathered under international licences was funneled to the metal company's American arm, which was then used to apply for a US mining licence, bypassing the international framework entirely. And to make that worse, after filing the US application, the subsidiaries quietly updated their agreement to include payments to Nauru and Tonga if US authorised mining goes ahead, which Greenpeace sees as evidence the companies were already planning for that outcome, while pretending to operate within the international system. What they're demanding of the ISA in response is simple. Don't renew the exploration licences when they expire in mid-2026 and early 2027. This would effectively stop the metal company's international mining ambitions altogether. The ISA had already launched an inquiry into the metal company's behaviour at its last council meeting in July 2025, after it emerged the firm was seeking a unilateral mining licence from the Trump administration. That move, if successful, would circumvent the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, one of the foundational texts of international maritime governance. This new Greenpeace submission is designed to strengthen that inquiry and push the ISA towards a decisive response. So, what are the wider implications? Well, first and foremost, the potential damage to the environment could be devastating. Mining equipment, chemical discharge, and noise pollution could devastate deep-sea ecosystems that we are only just beginning to understand. Scientific exploration over the past couple of years has revealed unprecedented thriving ecosystems in extreme pitch-black habitats, including the over 9,000-metre deep Pacific trenches and beneath hydrothermal vents. That environmental concern is now shared by 40 governments, including the UK, France, Canada, Brazil, and a number of Pacific Island nations, who have all called for a moratorium. More than 950 scientists have also added their voices, along with international businesses including Google, Apple, Samsung, BMW, Volvo and Renault. An independent report released last month from Greenpeace also revealed that while developing countries will feel the brunt of these environmental impacts, they will receive very little financial benefit. The deep-sea mining companies, on the other hand, whose headquarters are largely in the global north, will reap the benefits and in turn further entrench economic inequality between countries in the world. Despite this, the ISA's own Secretary-General has been pushing for a streamlined mining code to be finalised later this year, essentially establishing a legal framework that would allow the door to open on commercial mining. Greenpeace and its allies are pushing back hard on this, arguing that rushing into such a code would legitimise the very behaviour that is now under investigation. Campaigner from Greenpeace, Louisa Carson, put it plainly. She said the ISA now has an opportunity to send a clear political signal that the world will not be intimidated into rushing a mining code by unilateral threats, and will instead keep moving towards a moratorium on deep-sea mining. Global ocean governance then remains in a critical state. The ISA has yet to rule on whether deep-sea mining should be allowed at all. Scientists are still setting out to understand what the deep sea actually is, what lives there, what it produces, and what we stand to lose. And the geopolitical pressure to move fast, driven by the green energy transition and the competition over critical minerals, is only growing. Will the international community hold the line on the common heritage of humankind, or will the race for the ocean floor become the next frontier in a resource grab the planet might not recover from? If you're interested in these questions and following this discussion, next Tuesday at 4 p.m. GMT time, we'll be hosting a live weekly roundtable discussion about deep-sea mining, with a range of voices from scientists, researchers and the industry. Find the sign-up on the Oceanographic online events page. This has been the Ocean News podcast. I've been Eva Cahill. Thank you for listening.